So the big question is, can Cory Sandhagen get it done against Deiveson Figueiredo? I think he definitely has the experience to, but it's definitely going to be a hard competitive fight. It's like a 50-50 for me. I'm not surprised if, Figgy wins or, Cory wins. If we do look at the fight where he struggled the most, at least striking-wise, was probably against Petr Yan. I'm talking about Sandhagen, of course. Figueiredo definitely had more success than, he did against Yan, but that was a very long time ago. Since that fight, he went on to beat Song Yadong, Chito Vera, Font, and unfortunately suffered a loss against Umar Nurmagomedov, which was probably going to put him right at a title shot, pretty much, if he won that fight. I feel like Cory at that point before Umar, and same with Figgy, I feel like they both already deserve title shots, like way before, because Figueiredo is a two-time, flyweight champion, right? All those wins under his belt at flyweight and how dominant he was in that weight division. And he came up, and beat a few bantamweights and never got the title shot. And then he ran into Yan and lost. And now here we are. But in this one, he's going to have to really keep his range and be very hard to hit because, he has the power to drop Yan. He has the power to drop Chito with a simple, just like literally a punch, not even a combination. So he's going to have to be very careful with that. So that's why it's very interesting to see how Cory's going to approach the fight. In the past couple fights where we look at where it was Chito Vera, Rob Font, he started wrestling a lot more. So I would love to see if he chooses to wrestle Figueiredo. But judging on how Figgy is coming up from the lighter weight class, I don't think that's going to be really easy at all. Especially all the championship experience that Figgy brings. So I think it's going to be a very hard fight. Could be even a harder fight than Umar was. Because at least with Umar, it wasn't too crazy. If he let off some more combos, he could have probably won. But he was very one-dimensional with like a jab and a low kick. And wasn't opening up. He wasn't fighting like himself. Kind of like flowing in the fight. He was just sticking to like very easy weapons to deal with. And Umar was just throwing a lot of different kicks and just basically landing more volume. He should have took advantage of a lot of opportunities he had to take top position, but, he let the name bother him probably. But Merab definitely didn't in that matchup, and he was able to beat Umar, give him his first loss. But yeah, definitely in this matchup, using his distance, his low kicks, his overall experience, fighting against some of the top bantamweights in the world, he's going to have to use it against Figgy. If you get caught, it might be the end of your night. He has a lot of power, so he just has to stay away from the power. I'm picking Sandhagen to win. Because I think the length, the reach is going to be a very, very hard thing to get through. Especially someone that knows how to use it as well as Cory does in this weight class. And the cardio he has. So we know his gas tank's definitely going to hold up. As far as in Figgy's, I'm pretty sure his will hold up relatively well. He's never really gassed. Nothing crazy. So for the most part, both these guys are ready to go 5 rounds. I saw Figgy earlier in the week looking like really big, so maybe he had to cut more weight than usual. So who knows? If that's the case, maybe his cardio, his durability doesn't, apply to the fight. We don't know. But that's just a part of the fight game. We'll see tonight, of course. I'm really happy for this matchup, and I'm hearing for the most part it's being looked at as a title eliminator. So pretty much whoever wins this, if they do it in a pretty dominant fashion or spectacular fashion with like a finish, they're probably going to be next to face Merab or Sean O'Malley, whoever wins that fight. I believe that's going to be at UFC 316, not crazy far from now. So look at that. He's throwing kicks out of range. But as far as in using Cory Sandhagen in UFC 5, it's kind of the same thing. You got to use the distance, the length, your kicks, your cardio. So you can't really box too much with a Sean O'Malley. You got to use your footwork. You got to kick the body a lot, punch the body as much as you can. Make them miss and just try to punish your stamina as much as you can. Lower their stamina is, the easier it is to hurt your opponent. So, and also less power they're really gonna have. It's gonna take a lot more punches to hurt you if they're gassing out. But you see light body jabs, body crosses, the teeps, body kicks. I mean, it's already round 1, and you know, it's already looking pretty bad. You know, we already got like probably 10-15% of stamina gone. And the real cool trick to it is you see the gray right there from when he just missed that shot. That's when you want to hit the body the most, because when they're missing that short-term stamina and you hit their body, it's going to take more long-term stamina away from them. See? That teep while he was missing. See? Just trying to make a miss. That's really it. You know, the more they miss and the more you hit the body. Look at that. He ends up getting finished immediately because of those mistakes. Yeah, this guy's lagging, and I can tell he doesn't know what he's doing too much by the way he's moving, so we'll try to get him out here quickly. Especially because I hate laggy fights, so. But it's definitely fun to play in a more realistic way, and being able to gas people. I enjoy the game a lot more like that. Especially using guys like Sandhagen, but it's really hard to use him, especially in that first fight you guys saw. Like, he was just constantly trying to block break me. I checked the stats in the first round of that first fight. He went about 50 for 155, which is crazy volume for Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley doesn't really put out that pace immediately. He's more of a sniper and picks his shots. He doesn't have the volume like Cory does, you know. Not even Cory would do crazy numbers like that. Especially big boxing combos the entire first round. But like I said, hopefully these are improvements that UFC 6 will make. Look at that, he's already making mistakes. He's moving all around. So, you know, seeing this, I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what he's doing. So, just like the last one, we're going to just try to end him as fast as we can. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed the showcase. I'm going to be doing one for Figgy probably tomorrow. So, whoever wins that, you know, I'll be breaking down the fight, what I thought about it, and, you know, what's next for the fighter. Similar to this one, but it's probably going to be a title shot for either or, depending on the outcome of the fight. It's a boring fight, maybe not. Maybe they give it to someone else. The UFC is very unpredictable in who they get title shots to. But hope you guys enjoyed the video.